Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do more of a talk through video. I feel like I haven't done a talk through video in such a long time, but it's honestly because there's so many people in my house and it gets really loud, so it's kind of harder to do a talk through video for me. But I also got a new mic, so I'm hoping it works out, and if not, I already tried this video doing it twice, and both of the times the recording just didn't go as I had planned, so I just ended up posting them either way without the audio, of course. But I'm hoping this one works because I've been trying to do a talk through video for a week now and I just suck at it, I swear. I'm putting some Aquaphor Lip Balm. My lips get so chapped, I don't even know why. So I'm going to be taking my Plouise Base and I'm going to be just placing this on the back of my hand. And this is in shade 2, by the way. I'm going to be using my Morphe flat brush and I'm going to just carve out my brows with this. I'm going to take MAC 270 brush. I'm just going to pat all the concealer into my skin. You guys see how light this this base. I'm so used to using a concealer, so when I use this base, I forget that it's not a real concealer. I would love to use this base all the time, but do you guys see how light it is compared to my actual skin tone? So now I'm going to be taking Juvia's Palace's Nubian 2 palette. You guys can see this is much loved palette. I feel bad, it's so dirty. I'm gonna start out with this color and I'm just going to be packing it all over my crease. I'm going to be taking this one. I bought this one from Amazon. So I'm just taking the Kenya color into my brush and I'm just going to be placing it on my crease. My crease already just started creasing. And that's because I have hooded lids, not because of the base. This base is amazing if you haven't used it yet. So I'm just packing on the color on my crease. Have you guys used Juvia's Palace palettes? That was hard to say. They're so pigmented. I'm in love with their palettes. I want to get a couple more palettes, but they're so it's hard to get a hold of them because I like to order them from her website. I know a lot of people were having issues ordering from her website in the past, but I never had an issue with hers. But her palettes are so nice. I want to get a couple of her blush palettes too. I want to try out her new foundation too. I heard good things about it. Every time I go to get her foundation, the shade I am or I think I am, it's always out of stock. The last time I went to Ulta, I actually asked the girl what's going on with it and she told me that they're actually out of stock on it worldwide. Or at least US wide. I don't know about worldwide. There's lash glue stuff on here. I was doing a graphic liner yesterday, a glitter graphic liner, and I used lash glue to stick the glitter on for the graphic liner. Let me tell you, that was a mistake. That was so hard. Then I'm gonna take whatever's left on this brush and kind of just spread it around the edges so it already starts to blend together. Do you guys see how I blended that? I didn't even have to use another shadow to blend out the color. Literally, that brown is the only thing I used. So I'm gonna go in again and just keep blending it until I like how it looks. I am, like always, I'm taking this color closer to my brow bone. I have talked about it before, I think. I just like my colors to be closer to my brows because it makes my eyes look bigger a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit of concealer and I'm going to be using a flat brush. I think I'm going to use this one. This is Wet n Wild brush. It's a super small flat brush. I actually love this one to cut creases. In general, I actually love this brush to even pack on some color. It's great. So I'm going to take this and kind of just place it onto my lids. I'm just going to take my finger and kind of pat out the edges. I'm going to take the same brush that I used to apply the darker color, and I'm kind of just going to blend out the outer corners and melt the edges together. And then for my lids, I'm actually going to be using this pigment, but if you don't want to use this pigment, you could technically use this palette and still use these two colors, or even this gold one if you wanted to. And if you wanted to look a little bit green, you could use this. There's so many options that you can do, but just because I wanted something a little bit extra, I'm going to be using a pigment. And this one is called English Gilt, and this is by MAC. So I'm going to take this small brush and I'm just going to be dipping it into my pigment and then just packing it on. But before I actually do that, I'm going to take a little bit of Fix Plus and spray it onto my brush. And this is a watermelon Fix Plus. I love the smell of this one. By spraying it with the Fix Plus, it actually has something to stick to, so it will stick on way quicker than just putting it on by itself. And this is going to show up a little bit more than by just using it by itself. I'm actually gonna go back into that same brown that we applied with, and I'm gonna take this brush and kind of just go around the edges because I have a little bit of pigment that went around it. I'm gonna take it on the outer corners and kind of just blend it into it. Actually, for my liner, I'm just going to use this Essence Superfine liner. I'm going to be applying Tarte Big Ego Mascara. So I'm gonna actually do my base, and today I'm going to be using the Benefit, the Pore Minimizer, the Porefressional. I used to love this primer, and then suddenly I stopped wearing it. I don't know why. You know how when you wear something for so long and then suddenly you just get tired of it? I think that's exactly what had happened. And I was just like, okay, I'm over it. I don't want to wear this anymore. Oh my gosh, this feels so good. I think I actually used this the other day. I'm just going to use it again because I have been liking how this has been looking on my skin. And this is the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation. And this one is in the shade 7, which is, oh my gosh, this bottle is like ripped from here. The glass is broken. I didn't even know. So I'm just going, this has a pump, which is the best, and I'm just going to be taking this and putting it on my face. I feel like I'm always stuck when it comes to foundation brushes because I'm barely just getting into using foundation brushes. I feel like I've been using a beauty blender for so long. So now that I use brushes, I'm just like, whoa, what brush should I use? And I feel like foundations blend so much different depending on what foundation and what brush you're using together. It's so hard to talk and do makeup at the same time. It's funny because I do this at work all the time, but when I'm doing it in front of the camera, it's so hard. Maybe it's because I'm not having like an actual conversation with someone, whereas in real life, I actually have clients asking me questions and stuff. This foundation is super thick. However, the coverage is there, and I feel like this is exactly how Juvia's Place's foundation is gonna feel. That's why I'm kind of excited to try it out. But I need to get my hands on my color. And it's so hard to find my color because I'm NC 4240. I switch around in the Studio Fix foundation. So when she came out with her foundation, her shade range online said I was gonna be like something like 200 or something. I think 200 or 500. 500, I think it was. I get confused with her numbers too. And I understand why she did that, but I just get confused because I'm so used to like the regular number range that we use. But I got so confused. But yeah, that shade doesn't match me. It's like really yellow, and I don't think my skin's yellow. My skin's actually more neutral than anything. Do you guys see how beautiful this foundation looks on me? I love it. I'm gonna be taking Makeup Revolution concealer, and this is in shade C9. I'm going to be placing this underneath my eyes. This is a little bit lighter than my skin color, and I chose this one specifically because I can still see the edges from the base, and I kind of wanted to match my concealer, so hence why I picked this one. And then I used this brush earlier to use as concealer. I'm going to use the same one and just blend everything out. I feel like this brush actually adds like more coverage. I've been actually loving using my Studio Fix powder foundation, my Studio Fix, and I love to put this on my skin underneath my eyes and all over my face. It does build coverage, which I really like, so I'm just gonna use this one. And I know a lot of the times you usually see me use like something fluffier, but I'm gonna see this one, how this is working. So I'm just gonna, this is actually a foundation brush, and I'm just going to pack this underneath the eye. This is NC42. Yeah, this is NC42. I actually need to go get a NC40 because I feel like the NC40 is going to be so much better for underneath my eyes. And I'm just like literally patting this onto my skin. Then I'm going to take, for the rest of my face, I'm going to take this Real Techniques brush and just kind of powder my whole face. I feel like this really makes my pores disappear, which is always a win. And it just makes my skin look nice. I'm going to take this MAC bronzer. This is actually Next to Nothing powder. If you guys haven't tried their Next to Nothing powders, they're actually absolutely one of my favorites. They feel so nice on the skin. They don't have much coverage to it, but trust me, you will love them. I'm going to be using this Luxie brush, and I'm going to, there's so much powder that it picks up. You really have to dust this powder off. I'm gonna just start sculpting my face. This powder definitely gives you more of a like really sculpted face rather than like a bronze. Because I feel like when I think about bronze is like more like golden tones, and it almost makes you look glowy, whereas this is like completely matte and it looks so sculpted. I'm gonna use a beauty blender. It's not damp, it's completely dry, and I'm just going to take that right underneath my eyes, and I'm going to take it underneath the bronzer, the Next to Nothing powder that we applied. Then I'm going to take some powder on my chin. I'm going to take it around my mouth. And then I'm going to take a little bit right on top of my nose, like on the bridge. I'm going to take some on top of my forehead. And again, this is just so it kind of brightens up my face. I'm going to go on the contour. And once I have that, I'm actually going to finish the lower lash line while I have the translucent powder on. So I think I'm going to go back into that brown color and kind of just smoke it out on the outer corner. So I'm going to take that Kenya color. So I'm going to take a little bit more of the pigment that we use, and I'm going to just put it right here in this outer corner to kind of make it pop as well. I'm going to take it halfway in, not more than that. I'm going to use LA Girl's black brown liner, Ultimately Brown liner, and I'm going to be placing this in my lash line. So I'm going to take the powder that I used. I'm going to take a little bit of more of Studio Fix powder. I'm going to take this and just wipe everything off. I use this one all the time and I love it. This is the Note Desert Rose. It's just such a nice blush. It looks so pretty on too. I actually want to take Anastasia X Emrezy collab. So I did my brows off camera and I actually forgot to put mascara on my bottom lash line. I don't know why I've been forgetting to do this since like the last couple of days. It's so weird. This is by MAC. This is their new lipsticks. Oh my god. These are called Love Me lipsticks. I love these. And this is called Give Me Fear. I think I wore this. This is by MAC and this is called Cyber World. So before I do this, I'm going to add the MAC primer. I cannot live without this, guys. It feels so good. This is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoy watching videos like this. If you guys do like watching them, don't forget to like and subscribe down below. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!